It was one of those nights where the rain didn't just fall, it poured. The kind that turned the small-town roads into rivers and made the world look like a painting smudged by tears. Tom Reed gripped the steering wheel of his old pickup, the wipers squeaking back and forth like a heartbeat. On the back seat, his two daughters, Lily, 12, and Emma, 8, were fast asleep under a blanket, their school bags tucked beside them. He'd just finished his second job at the hardware store and was heading home from the diner where he cleaned floors at night. Life hadn't been kind to Tom. 3 years ago, his wife, Anna, passed away after a long illness, leaving him with debts and 2 little girls who looked at him like he hung the moon. He barely kept the lights on, but he tried. Every single day. He whispered softly, "Almost home, girls," when his headlights caught someone lying by the roadside. He slammed the brakes. A car was half-crashed against a tree, smoke curling from its hood. The rain reflected blue and red from the taillights like an alarm in the dark. Tom's heart thudded as he stepped out into the storm. "Hello? Ma'am? Can you hear me?" he shouted. There, on the wet asphalt, was a woman maybe in her 30s, dressed in what looked like a tailored business suit, her hair soaked, her arm twisted awkwardly. Her eyes fluttered open weakly. "Help, please," she whispered, her voice trembling. Without thinking, Tom lifted her gently, his arms straining but steady. He got her into his truck, tore off his jacket, and wrapped it around her. Lily stirred. "Dad? Who's that?" "Someone who needs our help, sweetheart," Tom said firmly, starting the engine again. "Hold her hand, okay?" The nearest hospital was 20 miles away, but Tom drove like his life depended on it. Between glances at the road and the woman, he could see she was fading fast. "Stay with me," he urged. "You'll be okay." Her lips moved. "Thank you." When they reached the hospital, Tom carried her inside. The nurses rushed her away, and Tom stood there dripping rainwater and worry. Hours passed. The girls slept on the waiting room bench, curled up like kittens. Finally, a doctor approached him. "She'll be okay," the doctor said. "It's lucky you found her when you did." Another 15 minutes and he didn't finish. He didn't need to. Tom exhaled deeply, relief washing over him. He turned to leave when a nurse called after him. "Sir, the patient asked for your name." Tom blinked. "Me? Tom Reed." The nurse smiled. "She said to tell you she won't forget you." He nodded awkwardly, not realizing how true that would turn out to be. Weeks passed. Life went on: bills, school lunches, overtime. But one afternoon, while Tom was fixing a leaky pipe at the diner, a sleek black car pulled up outside. A woman stepped out, tall, elegant, confident. Tom froze. It was her. She looked nothing like the broken stranger he'd carried from the rain that night. Now, she stood in front of him, grace and warmth in her eyes. "Mr. Reed," she said with a smile. "You probably don't remember me." Tom chuckled nervously. "Hard to forget pulling someone out of a wreck, ma'am." She laughed softly. "I'm Claire Donovan." The name hit him. Claire Donovan, the owner of Donovan Estates, one of the biggest real estate companies in the state. A millionaire. Tom wiped his hands on his jeans. "Well, I'm just glad you're all right, Miss Donovan." Claire's gaze softened. "I wanted to thank you properly. You didn't just save my life. You reminded me what it means to be human. I'd been so lost in my world, money, meetings, deals. And then you came along, risking everything for a stranger." He shrugged. "Did what anyone would do." She smiled sadly. "No, Tom. Not everyone would." Over the next few weeks, Claire visited often. Sometimes bringing dinner for Tom and the girls, sometimes just sitting on their porch, listening to Lily talk about her dream of becoming a doctor or Emma's endless stories about her stuffed animals. Slowly, something changed. The girls began to adore her. And Tom, well, he found himself looking forward to those visits more than he wanted to admit. Then one day, Claire made him an offer that left him speechless. "I want you to come work for me," she said. "Not as charity, but because I need someone I can trust. Someone honest. I've been opening a community outreach program, building homes for single parents, veterans, the struggling. I want you to help run it." Tom's jaw tightened. "Claire, I appreciate it, but I'm no businessman." She smiled. "You're exactly what I need. A man who knows what real people go through. A man who doesn't give up." It took time, courage, and a lot of self-doubt, but Tom agreed. Within months, he was managing the project, building affordable homes for families like his own. The girls had new clothes, new schools, and a new light in their father's eyes. And through it all, Claire stood by him not as a benefactor, but as a partner. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, Claire and Tom stood outside a newly finished house. Children's laughter echoed from inside. Claire looked at him and said quietly, "You know, that night? I thought I'd lost everything. But it turns out, I was being found." Tom smiled, his eyes glistening. "Funny. I was thinking the same thing." She reached for his hand. He didn't pull away. From that stormy night by the roadside to this golden dusk of new beginnings, two broken souls had found healing not in wealth or success, but in kindness, courage, and love.